Hello, my name is WCallaway and my partner is GCruz. I'm going to be presenting our company idea, Buzzlanes. So for a little background, I'm an avid music fan, not just someone who listens to music a lot, but I constantly attend concerts, have numerous friends who are aspiring musicians, and I'm constantly looking for new musicians to follow. Over the past several years, I've continuously heard and seen complaints from these aspiring musicians that they simply don't have the time, resources, or fan base to do what they really love, which is to spread their music. After hearing these complaints and witnessing their struggles and their pain, my business mind shouted, "There's a way to monetize this and help these people." So the first thing I did to help generate a business plan was to do some market research. This first market research focused simply on understanding the industry. I needed a better picture. I found the following facts through the IBIS World Report 2012. Through the facilitation of the digital world, I also understood that the barrier to entry for actual music production was very low. If you have the motivation, all you need is a computer to record and upload your music. Whether this is through recording your instrument or actually making the music entirely through programs on the computer itself, it is getting easier every day to produce music. The hard part was getting people to listen to this music. With this basic understanding of the marketplace and the problem starting to become identified, I began writing ideas for how to monetize the pain of these aspiring artists from the point of view of a fan. Quickly, a rough draft of a business model canvas emerged. My first main idea was a platform for musicians to easily promote their music, connect with fans, and generate revenue. Fans, labels, and managers within the industry would be able to subscribe to individual artists for varying prices, and in return, artists would provide varying levels of content. Essentially, it would be an amalgamation of Kickstarter's crowdfunding ability and SoundCloud's music streaming abilities. This was all based on the assumption that people were willing to pay for music. So this is where my business partner Gonzalo entered. I knew he had a lot of experience working within the music industry, as well as the appropriate social media certifications to help with analysis as well as marketing. Additionally, he's conducted numerous surveys before, and I knew I could count on him to conduct a proper survey. So I told my idea to him, and he immediately wanted to help out. We knew the first thing that we needed to do was to validate the assumption. Are people still really willing to pay for music and fund musicians directly? So Gonzalo came up with the survey to determine three things. 1. Do fans really want to discover new music as much as I think they do? 2. What channels did they use to do so? And 3, are they still willing to pay for 1, new music, and 2, to discover new music? After sending out the survey to 100 people, we discovered that 1, yes, people love to discover new music. 2, they primarily use the internet and social media to do so. And 3, they did not want to pay for it. So this led us to a new conclusion, and that was that music and music discovery is quickly becoming a commodity. People want new music regularly and hunt for it, but they don't want to pay for it. So this led us to our first major pivot. We decided to keep the platform idea, but to change one major concept, to make money not from the fans, but from the bands and managers. We would allow the fans to listen for free and stream the music easily, but through analysis, provide vital information to the bands. This information would enable them to better understand and reach their fan base. Additionally, the analytics would allow managers to better manage their bands and for everyone to better recognize new and up-and-coming music. With this information, we updated our business model canvas. As you can see, our customers are now the artists instead of the fans. Additionally, the value that we provide is now analysis of the fan base, as well as helping the bands understand how to better connect with these fans. With this recent pivot and the updated business model canvas, we knew it was time for more market research. We decided to conduct another survey, this time targeting bands and musicians. We needed to validate our new value proposition through these surveys to see if fans were actually willing to pay for this type of service. This new survey once again surprised us. Our answers did not exactly validate the idea. What we did find was, bands don't have time to promote their music. They were simply too busy. Many bands use internet and social media to share their music, but nearly all lacked any experience or funds to do so effectively. So we were beginning to narrow down the pain and understand how we can ease the pain of these struggling artists. We quickly were beginning to see that what they needed was help with their promotion, which could lead to more fans, which in turn led to more money. Regardless of how good the music was, if the marketing wasn't in the correct place and they weren't doing all the marketing correctly, no one would be able to listen to it. Without fans, they aren't able to generate money. And without money, they were not able to fund more music. So this is where our biggest pivot occurred. Bands don't need a platform, there are several already out there. What they really need is help. So that's the pain we decided to narrow down on. By changing our value proposition to help them with what they didn't have the time, resources, or experience for, we're easing their pain, something they would definitely pay for. After this biggest pivot, we were ready for the next step. We knew how to monetize their pain. We were beginning to understand how to truly help these struggling artists and what they would actually pay us for. So where are we now? We are currently in the process of launching our website. We have the domain name set up and will be revealing the launch site shortly. Additionally, we have all the proper social media sites up and running. When we combine Gonzalo and my marketing and management education, our work experience with our love for the music industry, as well as my connections with aspiring musicians, we feel confident that we have the right starter team in place to turn this idea into a successful startup. We already have several bands signed up and willing to participate in beta tests. These bands will help us turn our minimum viable product into a polished prototype. They will help us in determining our appropriate pricing models, the most important analytical information, and overall help us iron out the business model. With that, I conclude this presentation, and we'd like to thank you for your time. If you have any questions, our contact information is listed below. Please feel free to send us any follow-up questions or requests for further information.